Okay, children, this is our second video for chapter measurement. In this video, we are going to see about measurement of mass, capacity, and time. So here you can see the measurement of mass, which you all know a mass can be measured with weighing balance. You can see here a balance, right? So we use this type of balance. In olden days, we use this type of balance. Even now we have this, and in mostly nowadays, it's a great invention, right? It's a digital balance, which you see in every places. We see only digital balance nowadays, so which we can adjust accordingly, right? So many work have been made easier because of digital balance, so we have to connect it with the current, and we used to use that digital balance by charging it. So that such type of digital balance are used for measuring mass. Here you can see the basic SI unit. SI unit of mass for mass is kilogram, where we saw in length is meter, kilometer, meter, right? Here you can see it's kilogram. Basic unit, right? Basic unit of mass is kilogram for a weight. If I'm giving you some chocolates, will you measure in length, mass, or liters? You measure it in kilograms, like mass. It's a mass. So mass is an object which is solid particle, like which can be measured only in kilogram, grams, right? So this type of mass, like some objects only can be measured with kilogram, but smaller masses can be measured with grams. So to measure mass, you use balance. You use a balance, which is called like which is this one is called a balance, where we use it. And in the lab, mass can maybe measured with a triple beam balance or an electronic balance. Yes, of course, nowadays we use some electronic balance, right? And here is an activity for making a balance. You can also try this type of balance at home. It's very easy. Like you can take one hanger, it's a cloth hanger, and you can take six strings, six equal length of threads. Take six equal length of threads, which can be tied with use and throw cups. These are all the use and throw cups. Two sides you have use and throw cups. You can take six strings, six threads of equal length. So here three threads. Can you see three threads are made tied, and here also three threads. So it's an easy balance, and here one thread where you can hold in between. You have to find the center of the place here, and the center of the place you have to tie one rod, and you can also make your own balance, and you can weigh your mass of an object. You can measure mass of an object. So now I'm giving you some chocolates. Can you measure with the help of these balance? Yes, of course you can, right? So next comes fill in the circle under the item which is heavier, which is heavier. You are going to see something which is heavier. Here, apple or scissors, which is heavier. Apple or feather, which is heavier. Apple or book, which is heavier. Apple or car, which is heavier. And apple or wooden block, which is heavier. Apple or rocks, which is heavier. Apple or pencil, which is heavier. Apple or bottle without water or with water, which is heavier. We have to see that. So these type of activities you can do at home. Now we are going to see some measurement of capacity. Whenever we say capacity, that is nothing but we are going to measure some liquids with the help of the capacity. We used to measure liquid with the help of capacity. That is, capacity is the amount. It's nothing but amount. It might be oil or water or whatever liquid. Any liquid item can be measured only with capacity. It's the amount of oil, amount of water, amount of petrol, everything that comes in the capacity. Capacity is the amount, a container that can hold. The oil, juice, drink, and gasoline containers are just a few examples. All the containers are just a few examples that illustrate capacity. Here I'm showing you some few bottles, right? And different with the different capacity. They have different capacities. The bottle just contain different capacities. Here it might be 1 liter, and this might be 1 0.5 liters, and this might be 0.75 liters. So it differs. And here, capacity is measured. The basic unit of capacity is what? Likewise, we saw in mass. It's a for capacity. What is the basic unit? That is nothing but liters. The most common units for capacity are liters and milliliters. So we generally measure it with liters and milliliters. Very small quantity of liquid can be measured with liters and milliliters. If it is more, it goes beyond tons, right? So here we are measuring even that too with liters and milliliters. So here next comes, here you can see some units for measuring capacity. How you measure some capacities with different units. Like you have 1 milliliter. Here you can see 1 milliliter, it's a test tube. Here you can see 25 ml, 25 ml container, and here 500 ml container, 1 liter ml container. So you can just imagine how big the water tank is and how much ton of liters it contains, right? How many liters it contains, not tons, right? It's liters. When you take a big lorry where you can see it carries some oil and the petrol. So those lorries can be containing so much of liters, more than 100 liters, right? More than 1,000 liters. So it is very huge body capacity to carry so that's that much of liters. And here, for example, bucket and milk packets, they contain little amount of liters. Next comes measurement of time. So here you can see some measurement of time. Today, we usually measure instruments like clock, right? For measuring time is clock and watches. For highly accurate measurement of time, an atomic clock is used. Like stopwatches are also used to measure time in some sports. You would have seen some stopwatches like this. This is called a stopwatch. And nowadays we use these type of clock and watches for measuring time. Next comes measurement for temperature. Measurement of temperature. How you measure a temperature. There are 3 temperature scales in common use today, like Kelvin temperature, centigrade or Celsius, and Fahrenheit. These are all the temperature which can be measured with some instruments called thermometer. What is the instrument called? It's called thermometer. Nowadays, in olden days, they use these type of thermometer. These type of thermometer will be used. They use these type of thermometers in olden days, which is called mercuric thermometer, where in between you can see the rise of the mercury and it shows the temperature, right? Here nowadays we have these type of digital temperatures, which shows the number directly. So whether it is in Fahrenheit or in centigrade. And thus, we measure all objects in using different units of measurement. That's what we saw in this lesson. So I hope you all understood this lesson, and thank you, children.